To prove that humans and zombies can actually have babies together, I went ahead and tied up a relatively clean female zombie. It all started when the zombie virus suddenly broke out and nearly 90% of humanity turned into zombies. But by some crazy twist of fate, I ended up activating a dating sim system that has absolutely nothing to do with the apocalypse. And right at that moment, a sweet-looking zombie girl suddenly appeared right in front of me. At that moment, it hit me. The system never actually specified that my dating targets had to be human. After all, with a female zombie this gorgeous, letting her go would be an absolute waste. No sooner said than done. I immediately pulled a rope out of my pocket, waited for the perfect moment, and lassoed her with perfect precision. She let out a piercing shriek on the spot, but a split second later, I stuffed a rag right into her mouth, staring at a living human right in front of her. The zombie girl instantly went wild, desperately lunging her head towards me to take a bite. But I just grabbed her by the hand instead. And right at that moment, the system's notification suddenly went off in my head. Ding! Congratulations, host. Hand-holding task complete. Target, Shen Qingwu. Identity, female college student. Current status, zombie. Affection level, 0. Reward for holding hands, 100 kilograms of raw meat. Reward for first kiss, zombie virus vaccine. Reward for complete romance, genetic purification serum. Staring at the reward list popping up in front of me, my eyes nearly popped out of my head. Just having those 100 kilograms of raw meat meant I wouldn't have to worry about food anymore. Let alone those other two insane rewards. But right now, the trickiest problem is, how on earth do I raise Shen Qingwu's affection level? My mind raced, and I decided to test the waters first. But the moment I reached out and pulled the rag out of Shen Qingwu's mouth, she started roaring at me like crazy. The chilling sound of her gnashing her teeth made my skin crawl. Without a second thought, I snatched a piece of raw meat from my system storage and quickly stuffed it into her mouth. Her roaring stopped instantly, and she began tearing into the meat like a wild animal. Seeing this, I couldn't help but sigh helplessly. It looks like I can kiss that first kiss reward goodbye for now. Suddenly, the door across from me creaked open, and a man and a woman walked out. The woman cut straight to the chase and said, "Hey there, handsome. My husband and I haven't eaten in 2 days. Since you have so much food that you're even feeding it to zombies. Can't you share a little bit with us too?" I knew these two all too well. The guy was Shen Liang, and the woman was Lin Wanxi. They were a young couple who normally lived entirely off takeout. They didn't have a single bite of food stocked up at home. In my past life, I was way too naive. I fell for their sweet talk and foolishly shared my food with them. But they repaid my kindness with betrayal. While I was out searching for supplies, they completely ransacked my room and even locked the door from the outside, refusing to let me in no matter how much I screamed. There's no way in hell I'd be stupid enough to share food with ungrateful bastards like them again. However, this Lin Wanxi right in front of me could actually be quite useful. The moment that thought crossed my mind, the system interface flashed before my eyes. Name, Lin Wanxi. Identity, married housewife, 0.99. Affection level, 0. 0.99. Holding hands rewards 100 kilograms of fresh fruits and vegetables. 0.00. First kiss rewards a fully furnished 120 square meter apartment. A complete walkthrough rewards a 1,000 square meter luxury villa. Seeing these system rewards, I couldn't help but smile. This is a whole 100 kilograms of fresh fruits and vegetables. Even though I still have the 100 kilograms of meat from the system in this apocalypse. Besides filling my stomach, a balanced diet is also very important. Seeing me smile, the couple thought I had agreed to their request. That Shen Liang even had the nerve to demand, "Give us 10 pounds of pork first. And 3 barrels of purified water." I almost laughed out loud in anger. When did I ever agree to your demands? Even if I had so much food that I couldn't finish it all. I'd rather feed it to dogs than give it to ungrateful wolves like you two. Without even looking back, I took Shen Qingwu back into the room. Shen Liang gnashed his teeth in anger. But he didn't dare to make a move, terrified of the zombie next to me. After returning to the room, I tied Shen Qingwu to a chair and casually opened the system panel. To my surprise, Shen Qingwu's favorability actually went up by 5 points. This reminded me of my past life, in the late stages of the apocalypse, when those intelligent, evolved zombies emerge. Could it be that Shen Qingwu can also evolve? And that was just from feeding her a single piece of meat. Thinking of this, I took out a few more pieces of raw meat from the system space to feed her, successfully raising her favorability to 10 points. I wanted to keep feeding her, but seeing her round little belly, I decided to stop there. After stuffing the rag back into her mouth, I began to plan my next move. 1 month after the zombie virus outbreak, the extreme cold apocalypse will arrive. I must prepare enough supplies and medical supplies in the remaining 20-odd days. Those are easy enough to handle, but the most critical thing is the safe house. I don't have a single clue right now. This safe house must not only be sturdy, but it also needs to keep a comfortable temperature in extreme cold. Finding an existing building that meets all these requirements is easier said than done. Based on the memories of my past life, there is no such place in the entire Binhai city. Suddenly, I remembered Lin Wanxi's first kiss reward and quickly summoned the system. System, is the house you're rewarding already built? Or does it appear out of thin air? The system replied, all rewarded buildings are constructed out of thin air. The host can specify any construction site. What if I have special requirements for the house? For example, building it with titanium alloy, along with a secret exit, warehouse, medical and communication equipment? The system fell silent for a few seconds, then said, the host must provide the architectural blueprints. Additionally, communication and medical equipment are not included and must be obtained by the host. Hearing the system say this, I felt relieved. Now the safe house is sorted out. Just then, there was a sudden knock on the door. Lin Wanxi was standing outside all alone. She had waited for a while, and seeing that no one came to open the door, she grew anxious like an ant on a hot pan. At both ends of the pitch-black hallway, who knew if a zombie would suddenly pop out? Just as she was about to give up, the door finally opened. Just as joy appeared on Lin Wanxi's face, she saw the weapon in my hand, and her heart instantly clenched. She quickly explained, don't get me wrong. I wasn't carrying any weapons. I narrowed my eyes, sizing her up from head to toe. Lin Wanxi noticed me staring, and in the past she would have slapped me right then and there. But since she was begging me for help now, she had to force a stiff, awkward smile. I was wondering if I could borrow some food. I scoffed and rolled my eyes at her. No way, I won't let you lose out on this. Just give me some food and but I wasn't falling for her crap. You'll what? Spit it out, if you're not going to say it. I'm closing the door. Hearing this, Lin Wanxi stood frozen. Aren't you afraid a zombie might suddenly jump out from behind you? Right on cue, a terrifying growl echoed from deep within the hallway. Lin Wanxi's face went pale with terror, and she had no choice but to push her way inside. As I went to shut the door, I made eye contact with Shen Liang, who was watching from diagonally across the hall. Realizing I saw him, he quickly pulled his head back inside. I let out a soft chuckle and slammed the door shut. He really is a natural-born coward. His hiding skills are top-notch. Inside, Shen Qingwu saw Lin Wanxi and immediately went wild. Lin Wanxi stumbled backward in terror, screaming as she scrambled to put some distance between them. Why on earth are you keeping a zombie in your house? Aren't you terrified? I replied casually, what's there to be afraid of? It's just a zombie. My calmness forced her to compare me to Shen Liang. She couldn't help but think that if her husband had even half of my guts, she wouldn't have to swallow her pride and beg me. At that thought, Lin Wanxi let out a heavy sigh. Fine, just tell me what I have to do to get some food. A few minutes later, she finally walked back into the living room. Glaring at me with utter rage, she snapped, I did what you wanted. Now, where's the food? I deliberately took my sweet time opening the refrigerator, making sure she saw it was packed with fresh meat. In that split second, a dark thought crossed Lin Wanxi's mind. Should she just knock me out and take it all? But sanity ultimately prevailed. In truth, I had been watching her every move the entire time. Lin Wanxi didn't dare to try anything, which actually left me feeling a bit disappointed. I was so close to having an excuse for self-defense. I pulled out about 1 pound of pork, and carelessly tossed it onto the floor in front of her. With a look of disgust, she stared down at the meat. This is all you're giving me? That's already a lot, I replied. I was actually only going to give you half a pound. But how could she possibly understand? In this brutal apocalypse, 1 pound of fresh meat is more precious than gold. She only remembered when Shen Liang married her. He gave her a bride price of 880,000 and on the house deed, only her name was listed. Taking a deep, shaky breath, she finally swallowed her pride, bent down to pick up the pork, and walked out with a freezing glare. Watching her leave in utter humiliation, I felt a rush of sadistic joy. The more miserable she was, the sweeter my revenge tasted. Feeling smug, I pulled up my system panel. Both the house and the fresh produce were now showing as ready to claim. Although a 100 square meter apartment is a bit small, I have a way to solve this. As long as I can find another woman with a 0.99 rating, similar to Lin Wanxi, then 0.99 can expand upon the existing 100 square meters. Right now, the only problem is the blueprint for the safe house. Based on the memories of my past life, Binhai University is home to a group of survivors, and there might be some architecture students among them. It looks like I'll have to make a trip outside no matter what. Early the next morning, I started gathering supplies. My first target was apartment 504 across the hall. I skillfully slipped a wire into the lock and easily popped it open. The moment I stepped inside, I heard a sickening chewing sound coming from the bedroom. Stepping quietly, I pushed open the bedroom door only to see a gray-haired, elderly zombie gnawing on a corpse. I muttered under my breath, "This is really creepy." I grabbed my kitchen knife and swung it right at the zombie. But that strike barely did any damage. Instead, it completely enraged him. He lunged at me, baring his teeth and claws, but I planted a hard kick right into his chest. I sent him flying back, then rushed forward to land a few more heavy blows. I didn't stop until he completely stopped moving. Once I caught my breath, I noticed my kitchen knife's blade was chipped in 2 places. After all, it's just a kitchen knife. It's fine for slicing meat, but it's useless against tough zombie bones. Looks like it's time to find a more reliable weapon. As noon approached, I finally finished looting all 6 apartments on the 5th floor. I took down 3 zombies in total and managed to find a case of malt juice, 7 bottles of random pills, and a tub of protein powder. Although it was a great haul, my sharp kitchen knife was completely ruined. Luckily, I found a baseball bat. I gave it a couple of swings and it felt pretty good. Meanwhile, Lin Wanxi and Shen Liang were watching me through their peephole. They witnessed the whole thing. My brutal, crazed look made them both gulp in terror. Secretly relieved they hadn't pushed their luck before, otherwise they'd be dead by now. Only after they heard my door close next door did they finally dare to step out. They searched through each apartment, hoping to salvage any food I might have overlooked. But I had picked those places clean, they couldn't find a single scrap of food. Is that bastard a locust in his past life? He didn't leave a single bite. Shen Liang's eyes darted around. Honey, why don't you go ask him for some food again? Lin Wanxi looked extremely reluctant. But we just ate yesterday. We're not even that hungry yet. Maybe we should hold off for now. We're not hungry now, but we will be soon. Are you really going to wait until he's fed all the food to the zombies before you finally ask? Seeing her hesitate, Shen Liang immediately took her hand, looking deeply sincere. Honey, I just want to survive this with you. I know the rescue team will get to us. Looking at her husband's pleading eyes, Lin Wanxi gritted her teeth. Fine, I'll go. But the moment Lin Wanxi stepped inside my door, she was greeted by a mouth-watering aroma. Right then, I walked out of the kitchen, carrying a rice cooker filled to the brim with steaming stewed potatoes. I popped open another bottle of malt juice, sank comfortably into the sofa, and started digging in. Lin Wanxi's mouth watered at the smell, but since I didn't say a word, she could only stand there awkwardly. Oh, I almost forgot you were there. I took 2 more bites before acting like I had just noticed her. With that, I got up, grabbed a plate, and piled some meat onto it. Lin Wanxi thought it was for her, and just as she eagerly reached out to take it, I walked right past her toward the sofa, yanked the rag out of Shen Qingwu's mouth, and she immediately buried her face in the plate, devouring the food ravenously. Caught in sheer embarrassment, Lin Wanxi cleared her throat awkwardly. To change the subject. You cleared out the entire 5th floor today? Yeah, I'm getting ready to leave. Just gathering some more supplies before I head out. What, you're leaving? There are zombies everywhere out there. Where could you possibly go? Hearing this, Lin Wanxi's eyes widened in shock. I just smiled. What's wrong? Sad to see me go? Hearing my words, Lin Wanxi flared up with rage. Like hell I'd miss you. I hope you drop dead out there. Anyway, cut the act. What are you actually here for? I want to trade with you for some food. But despite her harsh words, a flicker of worry was hidden in her eyes. After all, if I left with all the food, wouldn't she and Shen Liang starve to death? I couldn't help but chuckle. I knew Lin Wanxi would come crawling back sooner or later, but I didn't expect her to be this shameless. In the blink of an eye, 4 days had passed 19. I had turned the entire building upside down, and during this time, Shen Qingwu's appetite had grown terrifying. At first, she was full after just half a pound of meat. But now, even 2.5 pounds barely touched the sides. Yet, her stomach didn't show the slightest bulge. 22. If her affection level wasn't steadily rising, I really would have stopped feeding her. Not caring whether she could actually understand me or not, I began threatening her. I've been feeding you for 6 days now. If you still try to bite me, I'll leave you right here to rot. She didn't growl like she used to. Instead, she just opened her mouth and waited to be fed. 27. If you dare bite me, you get absolutely nothing to eat. Got that? Well, since you're quiet, I'll take that as a yes. I hesitantly reached my hand out to Shen Qingwu, but she immediately snapped her jaws to bite. I barked at her instantly. No. Startled by my shout, she froze. 32. She tilted her head, staring at me. I carefully reached out my hand again, but she still tried to bite. We went back and forth like this for a dozen times. Just as I was about to give up, she finally stopped trying to bite. Instead, she just stared blankly at my face, as if trying to read my expression. To figure out if this hand was food. I was suddenly ecstatic. I gently shook my head at her. Shen Qingwu actually seemed to understand. She really didn't try to bite again. Thrilled, I pulled out another piece of meat and offered it to her. I gave her a nod, and this time, she dug right in. After repeating this a few more times, she wouldn't eat until I nodded 41. To see if she could control her aggression without being tied up. I decided to run another test. First, I untied her ropes. Then, I set a plate of meat on the coffee table. Shen Qingwu stood up, swaying slightly. She walked over to me, first glancing at the meat on the table. Then she glanced at me sideways, before raising her hand to point at the meat on the plate. I was absolutely thrilled and nodded back at her. Only then did Shen Qingwu pick up the plate and start devouring the food. I have to admit, her table manners are still pretty awful. But on the bright side, Shen Qingwu's favorability is only at 40, yet she's already stopped attacking me. If I can grind her favorability up to 100, wouldn't that mean I'd have a totally obedient zombie minion? This isn't a romance system at all, it's clearly a master and servant training system. Meanwhile, Shen Liang had been sitting on pins and needles these past few days. He already knew I was planning to leave soon. Whether it was for the food or for revenge, he didn't want me to leave alive. But on his own, he didn't stand a chance. After all, I'm a badass who can easily take down zombies single-handedly. So, Shen Liang started scheming with his wife again. Honey, we can't let that punk next door just leave. At least, not with all that food. How about you go, borrow some food from him again, and then open the door to let me in once he's asleep. We'll take him out together. Out of sheer guilt. Lin Wanxi gave in to almost all his demands. In the end, she nodded. Shen Liang instantly grew excited. Awesome, we'll make our move as soon as it gets dark. I'll go get things ready first. Watching Shen Liang walk away, Lin Wanxi let out a bitter smile. He hadn't even asked for the specific details of her visit. It seemed he knew exactly what was going to happen. Meanwhile, since I planned to head out first thing tomorrow morning, I decided to get some early sleep. But just as I lay down, I heard a knock at the door. I pulled it open, a smirk playing on my lips. Hungry again so soon? Hearing this, Lin Wanxi cursed me in her mind. She wanted nothing more than to smash her fist right into my face, but she held herself back. She even forced a seductive smile. It's not just my stomach that's hungry. I stepped aside to let her in. Come on in. Just as Lin Wanxi brushed past me, I raised my hand and slapped her backside. You have to give me an extra cracker for that. Ha 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 ha. That jelly-like sensation made me genuinely admire her. Holding her backside, Lin Wanxi glared at me furiously. Seeing her so angry yet too afraid to say anything, I couldn't help but burst into laughter. Since when did being a total jerk feel this good? I didn't feel a shred of sympathy for her. After how they treated me in my past life, this was pure karma. Lin Wanxi lowered her head, with a burning fury smoldering in her eyes. Just wait until tonight is over, and we'll see if you're still laughing. A few hours later, Lin Wanxi came out, shakily leaning against the wall. It was only about a dozen steps from the bedroom to the front door, but it took her several minutes to walk it. The moment she opened the door, Shen Liang slipped inside. Well, is he asleep? Yes, he's asleep. Perfect. I'm going to end him right now. With that, Shen Liang gripped the fruit knife in his hand. But after only a few steps, he spotted a figure standing right at the bedroom doorway. This nearly scared Shen Liang out of his wits. I thought you said he was asleep? Lin Wanxi was also startled, but she quickly sensed something was wrong. That's the zombie that bastard is keeping. How did she break free from her ropes? Honey, what do we do? Should we pull back first? Shen Liang was facing an intense internal struggle right now. Even though he was also terrified of the zombies, he knew all too well that if he missed tonight, he'd never get another chance. Besides, Shen Qingwu looked completely dazed and clueless. This gave him the illusion that even he could pull this off. But just to be safe, he still turned to Lin Wanxi and spoke. Honey, go distract her. I'll finish her off from behind. Don't worry, I won't let her hurt you. Hearing this, Lin Wanxi was terrified and trembled all over. Although Shen Liang gave her his word, in his heart, he was already prepared to throw his wife under the bus at any moment. But how could Lin Wanxi possibly agree to that? She wasn't so in love that she'd die for him. Just then, my impatient voice came from the bedroom doorway. What's all the racket in the middle of the night? Hearing my voice, Shen Liang and Lin Wanxi's hearts almost leapt out of their throats. You're actually awake? You too were making such a racket. Even if I were fast asleep, I'd have been jolted awake. Seeing the calm, effortless smile on my face, Lin Wanxi's face instantly turned deathly pale. Liang, let the zombie hold him off. Let's run. Are you talking about her? Under their unbelievable gazes, I raised my hand and gently patted Shen Qingwu's head. Instead of attacking me, she meekly let me pet her. This scene scared those two half to death. How is this even possible? It's one thing that you don't look like a zombie, but how are your habits completely different from other zombies too? Suddenly, Shen Liang shoved Lin Wanxi toward me, turned around, and bolted for the door. But before he could take 2 steps, I caught up and knocked him down with a club. Wait, I have something to say. Please don't kill me. But I couldn't be bothered to waste my breath on him. I finished him off clean and fast. Watching this scene, Lin Wanxi was scared out of her wits. This was all Shen Liang's idea. He was the one who wanted to hurt you. It has nothing to do with me. Please, forgive me. I swear I'll serve you like my master from now on. Lin Wanxi still clung to a sliver of hope, thinking I wouldn't have the heart to kill her. You don't actually know you're wrong. You just know you're about to die. No, this is already ruined. Early the next morning, I took Shen Qingwu and left the apartment on my motorcycle. It's worth mentioning that the roaring engine along the way attracted countless zombies. But those slow-moving creatures couldn't keep up at all, and they could only watch helplessly as I sped away. Once we reached Binhai University, to shake off the army of zombies behind us, I was about to find any random building to hide in when I suddenly heard someone calling my name. After hesitating for a moment, I abandoned the motorcycle and ran toward them. Seeing me head over, the person who had just called out quickly cleared the window. Propping one hand on the window frame, I vaulted inside with a slick, athletic leap. But Shen Qingwu's body was stiff, and she didn't know how to climb through a window. She could only stand outside dazed, while a few well-meaning male classmates wanted to step up and lend a hand. But I pushed them aside. No need, I've got this. With that, I leaned my upper body out and grabbed Shen Qingwu under her arms. Without much effort, I lifted her inside. Just then, a guy who looked like a wealthy, trust fund kid spoke up. You must be the one my dad sent to rescue us. This guy was Jiyu Chengyu. He used his status as the mayor's son to trick everyone into believing his dad was sending a rescue team. Because of that, he became the leader of these survivors. I completely ignored his outstretched hand. Who the hell are you? Do I even know you? Jiyu Chengyu's face instantly turned sour. He only said that to show off, but he never expected me to completely embarrass him like this. To save face, he started putting on airs like he was in charge. So, that means you're just a survivor like the rest of us. In that case, you have to follow our rules. Seeing this, one of his lackeys stepped up, trying to grab my backpack. I slapped his hand away and took a step back. What do you think you're doing? Jiyu Chengyu asked, looking completely self-righteous. For everyone to survive, I'll have to ask you to hand over your supplies. We will handle the distribution. I let out a cold snort. Whether you guys live or die is none of my damn business. Hearing this, Jiyu Chengyu raised his voice on purpose, so everyone could hear. If everyone were as selfish as you, we would have starved to death long ago. What we're doing is to make sure we use our supplies as efficiently as possible. I couldn't stand listening to his nonsense anymore. I cut him off right there. I don't care if you live or die, and I have no intention of teaming up with you, so there's no way in hell I'm handing over my supplies. Jiyu Chengyu sneered and pointed out the window. Then I'm sorry, but you need to leave right now. Outside, the zombies I had lured over earlier were scrambling to claw at the glass, drooling all over it. Of course, I wasn't about to leave just yet. Besides, I hadn't even achieved my goal here yet. With so many classrooms in this building, I'd leave on my own after a few days. But to them, I was just an outsider. The students sided with Jiyu Chengyu, surrounding me in righteous indignation. Who do you think you are, talking to young Master Jiyu like that? If we hadn't saved you just now, you would have been dead already. Exactly. This place is a school. What right do you, an outsider, have to stay in our classroom? I couldn't help but laugh. Trying to talk reason in the middle of an apocalypse? Besides, what if I decide to stay by force? You're all just fragile, sheltered greenhouse flowers who've never seen blood. Do you really think you can pick a fight with someone who crawled out of a mountain of corpses in a sea of blood? Just as tension reached a boiling point, a girl in a long dress with a fresh, elegant aura walked in. What's going on here? Lu He, this guy is trying to force his way into our space. We were just about to kick him out. Lu He frowned slightly. If he wants to stay, just let him. We have plenty of empty classrooms. Why kick him out? Aren't you just sending him to his death? Everyone, disperse. The students hesitated, looking over at Jiyu Chengyu. Only when he nodded did they finally disperse. That was when Lu He's gaze bypassed me and landed on Shen Qingwu. Is she your little sister? Something like that. Hello, little girl, what's your name, and why are your eyes so red? But his friendly gesture didn't get any response. I quickly stepped forward to explain, she's just wearing colored contacts. My sister is a bit introverted. She doesn't like to talk much. Please don't mind her. Surprisingly, the other guy easily bought into my lies. After all, what kind of zombie doesn't actively try to bite people? Alright then, you two can stay here for now. Floors 1 to 3 are safe. Just pick any empty classroom you want. But remember, the 4th floor and above are extremely dangerous. It was soon lunchtime. In front of a classroom door labeled warehouse, a dozen or so students were lining up, waiting to get today's rations. But most of them only got a few biscuits, while Ji-Yu Chung-Yu hid inside the warehouse, secretly eating a chicken leg he had acquired through deceit. But just then, a rich, savory aroma of meat drifted over. The dozen or so students broke their line, all turning their heads to search for the source of the smell. Lured by the delicious aroma, they all rushed downstairs one after another. Meanwhile, in a classroom on the 2nd floor, I was busy cooking over an open fire. The sight made their eyes green with envy, and Ji-Yu Chung-Yu even walked straight inside. Hey, friend, could we trade some of our biscuits for a bit of your food? I didn't even bother to look at them. Trade for that moldy, garbage food? It doesn't just taste awful, it won't even fill your stomach. Ji-Yu Chung-Yu wanted to say more, but I couldn't be bothered with him. I walked out holding a bowl of meat and asked, want some? Everyone nodded eagerly. I cleared my throat before speaking. Are any of you studying architecture? As soon as I asked this, the room fell dead silent. After a long pause, someone weakly spoke up, the architecture students are in the other building. They've probably all turned into zombies by now. Hearing this, I was deeply disappointed. My main goal for this trip was to find someone who could design safe house blueprints. Now, it seemed like a wasted trip. But just then, a voice called out, I'm majoring in architecture. Everyone turned toward the voice and saw a girl with braided pigtails. Wearing black-rimmed glasses and looking quite timid. With so many eyes on her, the girl was clearly getting nervous. I sized her up suspiciously. With her timid and shrinking behavior, it was hard not to suspect she was just trying to bluff her way to a free meal. Sensing the skepticism in my eyes, the braided girl summoned up her courage and spoke. My name is Ruan Yuan Yuan. I am the top student in our major. If you don't believe me, you can ask the other students. I believe you, but can you draw blueprints? She snapped her head up, looking at me in utter disbelief. Of course, I didn't just believe her blindly. It was because of the system panel floating in front of me. Name, Ruan Yuan Yuan. Affection rating, 0. Hand-holding reward, solar power generator or water purification system, choose one. First kiss reward, 1 surveillance system. Complete capture reward, 4 auto turrets. Plus 100 rounds of specialized ammunition. Wow, these rewards just keep getting better. If I can get all of them, the safe house upgrade will be a total game changer. I can. Hearing my question, Ruan Yuan Yuan nodded like a pecking chicken. So, can you draw some unique architectural blueprints? Inside Ruan Yuan Yuan's confused head, a huge question mark immediately popped up. But for the sake of food, she agreed anyway. Okay. Great, you're hired. Your pay will be 1 bowl of meat and 1 bowl of veggies every day. Ruan Yuan Yuan thought getting any meat at all was a jackpot, so she never expected vegetables too. She happily took the job on the spot. But while some were celebrating, others were seething. Ji-Yu Chung-Yu gave me a vicious glare, then slunk away with his lackeys. Once they reached the stairwell, a lackey named Lu Yi looked left and right. Only when he was sure no one was following did he speak up. Young Master Ji-Yu, that kid is way too arrogant. How about we just kill him? Ji-Yu Chung-Yu fell silent, thinking for a moment. No way. You saw how he handled the zombies earlier today. We're absolutely no match for him. Right now, Ji-Yu Chung-Yu wanted to destroy me more than anyone. But his lack of strength wouldn't allow it. His lackey, Lu Yi, wanted to argue. But Ji-Yu Chung-Yu had already stormed off. Lu Yi stared at his retreating back and snorted coldly. You're living high on the hog, so of course you don't care about his food. But I'm still starving. Meanwhile, Ruan Yuan Yuan finished her meal. Licking her lips, she still looked hungry. Seeing this, I asked. Want a little more? No, I shouldn't. I've already eaten my pay for today. If I overdraw tomorrow's share, I'll go hungry tomorrow. Then let's get to work. Yeah, tell me what you need. I want a blueprint for a safe house, covering 100 square meters. It has to be incredibly sturdy. Plus a warehouse, an escape route, a lounge, and a bathroom. 100 square meters is actually pretty small for a safe house. Since you'll need space for crops and livestock, right? I glanced at her in surprise. This girl was even more thorough than I was. Exactly, so you'll need to leave room for expansion. Got it. I'll start right away. Hearing this, I excitedly asked her, how long will it take to draw? Probably a few days, and another 2 or 3 days if we need to make revisions. My brow immediately furrowed. According to my memories of my past life, a massive cold wave will strike in just over a week. If we don't move into the safe house before then, we'll freeze to death in this drafty school building. I need you to finish the drawings in 7 days. Can you do it? Yuan hesitated at first, but her gaze quickly grew determined. No problem, 7 days it is. I took Shen Qingwu up to the rooftop, looking for a good spot to build the safe house. Soon, I spotted an empty clearing on the back mountain. It was hidden behind the school building and backed by the steep mountain, making it really hard to spot unless you actually enter the school. Plus, there aren't many zombies around here. I grabbed my baseball bat and got ready to clear the area. Climbing out of a first-floor window, I scanned the area. There were 4 zombies wandering nearby. Even though I carefully bashed one's head in, I still alerted the other 3. Charging at the front was a guy in a t-shirt. He looked like he used to be an athlete. Unlike those slow, sluggish zombies, this athlete zombie ran incredibly fast. He charged right in front of me in the blink of an eye. Calmly, I dodged to the side. I swung my club down with the momentum. Not bad for an athlete. The zombie could actually still move after taking that hit, so I immediately followed up with another swing. Just then, a 3rd zombie lunged at me. I swept his legs and knocked him down. Then, I finished him off with 2 more strikes. Right at that moment, the last zombie lunged at me. Before I could even get up, I was pinned to the ground. The zombie opened its gaping, bloody mouth, and clamped down on my baseball bat, chewing on it furiously. Cursing under my breath, I tried to shake the zombie off, but failed after several attempts. Just as I gathered all my strength to try one more time, a slender hand suddenly grabbed the zombie's neck and flung it away. I turned my head in utter disbelief, only to find that the owner of that hand was actually Shen Qingwu. Meanwhile, the thrown zombie roared and charged at us again. Before I could even stand up, Shen Qingwu grabbed the zombie by the neck and gave it a sharp twist. With a loud crack, the zombie's head went limp, and it collapsed to the ground. Holy crap, I never expected Shen Qingwu, who looked so fragile, to be this strong. It looks like my guess was right. She really has evolved. When I watched her skin turn from a pale gray back to a healthy pink, I already had my suspicions. Now, I've finally proven it. I opened my system panel to check, and saw that Shen Qingwu's affection level had risen to 50. She's way easier to please than normal girls. No need for designer bags or makeup, just some food is enough. She can even protect me. Under my gaze, Shen Qingwu's face remained completely expressionless, as if she wasn't the one who had just fought. After taking a short break, I went back to clearing out the zombies. Shen Qingwu only steps in when my life is in danger. Otherwise, she just stands by and watches the show. It seems if I want to order her around, I'll need to keep raising her affection level. I kept busy until it started getting dark, and only then did I head back to the school building. Once in the boys' restroom, I was about to strip down to wash off the blood, only to find that Shen Qingwu had followed me in, taking a shower right in front of a woman. This is definitely a first, even though it felt a bit awkward. But reminding myself that she's just a zombie after all, I quickly finished showering. As I was getting ready to put on clean clothes, I suddenly looked over at Shen Qingwu. Though I don't know if zombies sweat, the fight earlier had left her covered in blood too. So, I decided to give her a wash as well. Right now, Shen Qingwu was staring straight at me, even though I knew she had no concept of gender. My face still blushed in spite of myself. Gritting my teeth, I quickly undid her clothes. Her skin, as fair and flawless as jade, almost blinded me. Just looking at her made my heart race. I quickly repeated to myself that she's a zombie, which finally calmed me down a bit. Then, I hurriedly finished washing her. 1 minute later, the wash was done. I looked up and met Shen Qingwu's gaze. There, you should feel a lot cleaner now, right? But she just kept staring straight into my eyes. Unlike before, there seemed to be a flicker of emotion in her eyes, though I couldn't be sure if it was just my imagination. Curious, I leaned in closer to get a better look. The next second, Shen Qingwu suddenly leaned forward. I wasn't expecting an ambush at all, and had no time to dodge. But the savage biting I expected never came. Instead, a soft and slightly sweet sensation pressed against my lips. I froze in utter shock until the system chime rang in my head. Congratulations, host, on receiving your first kiss reward, the zombie virus vaccine. The description saying provides immunity to zombie virus infection after use is what finally brought me back to my senses. Looking at Shen Qingwu's affection level on the system panel, I was shocked yet again. I never expected that just taking a simple bath would send her affection level soaring to 60. It reached the like stage directly. I closed the system panel and asked Shen Qingwu, "Do you have feelings now?" Shen Qingwu tilted her head, looking a bit cute and dazed. She obviously couldn't understand such a complex word, so I switched to a simpler question. Can you understand what I'm saying? This time, she nodded. I tried asking a few more questions, but whenever a question got even slightly complicated, Shen Qingwu would just stare blankly. Looking at it this way, letting Shen Qingwu act on her own is still pretty unrealistic. But as her affection level rises, maybe she really can regain her human emotions, and then she'll definitely be able to understand more complex commands. But for now, let's just get out of this restroom first. Once back in the classroom, I asked Ruan Yuan around and learned that the mini fire station is right next to the entrance of the administration building. But to get there, we'll have to bypass that horde of zombies on the playground. I quietly kept this information in mind, then sent Ruan Yuan back to rest. Soon, only Shen Qingwu and I were left in the classroom. I took out the zombie virus vaccine, stabbed it straight into my arm, and injected the entire syringe. Now, the zombies pose even less of a threat to me. Meanwhile, on the third floor of the academic building, two figures were sneaking toward the stairs, one of them looking quite worried. Are we really going to be okay doing this? Asked one. The other dismissively replied, what could possibly go wrong? No matter how tough he is, there are only two of them, and one is just a little girl. Titsu, don't tell me you're actually scared of a little girl? This person was Lu Yi. Soon, the two crept up to the classroom I was in, one after the other. They found both doors locked from the inside, but that couldn't stop Lu Yi, who was highly experienced in cutting classes. He fiddled with the window for a moment, pushed it open, and flipped right inside. Titsu wasn't nearly as agile as Lu Yi. He started by climbing over, straddling the window sill with one leg. But just as he was about to bring his other leg over, he noticed a small figure inside the classroom, rising straight up. It terrified him so much that he began to stammer. Lu Yi, someone's here. Lu Yi instantly went on high alert as well, but unfortunately, it was already too late. He only felt a sudden chill in his chest as a slender arm pierced straight through it. Titsu was scared out of his wits right then and there, spinning around to run. But his chest was pierced by a hand as well. Shen Qingwu looked down at her blood-stained hands. A sudden surge of hunger hit her mind, and the urge drove her to want to lick the blood. In the end, she managed to control herself. The next morning when I woke up, I saw Shen Qingwu excitedly showing me the blood on her hands. My eyes narrowed. What on earth happened here? Shen Qingwu looked toward the window again, and I followed her gaze. There, two people were lying on the ground, both with massive holes in their chests. A pair of nunchucks was lying next to the corpses. Seeing this, everything clicked instantly. But at that moment, Shen Qingwu grabbed my hand and started shaking it back and forth. I understood what he meant right away, so I took him to the restroom. After washing the blood off our hands, we went back to the classroom. I had just thrown the two bodies out of the window when Ruan Yuan walked over, holding her laptop. She nodded to me and walked over to the desk to start working. A little later, Jiyu Chungyu's disgusting face appeared at the classroom door. Where's Lu Yi? What did you do to him? I looked at him with a calm face. Who is Lu Yi? Stop playing dumb with me. The guy with the green hair. Only then did it suddenly click for me. So one of those two guys from last night was named Lu Yi. But I still pretended to know nothing about it. I have no idea what you're talking about, and I don't know any Lu Yi. Do you think I'll buy that? He didn't go missing before, and he didn't go missing after. But the moment you showed up, he disappeared. If you didn't do it, then who did? What are you barking about? If someone is missing, go look for them yourself. Don't start whining here. The sound of our arguing drew a crowd of students, including Lu Yi. He asked in confusion, what's going on? What happened? Only then did Jiyu Chungyu's tone soften a bit. Lu Yi and Titsu are missing. Lu, he thought for a moment. Could they have gone out to look for supplies? Impossible. Without my orders, they would never leave on their own. I chimed in, are you really so sure they would listen to you? Maybe they were already sick of you and ran off while you were asleep. Jiyu Chungyu's eyes went red with rage, and he wanted nothing more than to strike right then and there. Too bad he couldn't beat me. Lu, he tried to diffuse the highly tense atmosphere. Maybe the two of them really had something to do and went out. They'll probably be back later. Let's be a little more patient. I'll trust Lu he just this once. If they aren't back by dark, I'm definitely going to hold you accountable. Leaving behind those harsh words, Jiyu Chungyu walked away with a cold face. As he passed by the warehouse, the bespectacled guy guarding the place reported to him. Young Master Jiyu, the food in the warehouse is almost gone. Then sent people to look for some. Understood, I'll arrange it right away. Just as the bespectacled guy was about to leave, Jiyu Chungyu stopped him. Wait. I'll give you a new list. Arrange it according to this. And every single name written on that list belonged to someone who didn't really obey his orders. Keeping these kinds of troublemakers in the camp was just a pain, so it was better to send them out to find supplies. If they died out there, it would save some food rations. It was truly killing two birds with one stone. At that thought, the corner of Ji Chungyu's mouth slowly curled into a pleased smirk. If things kept going like this, in just a few days, only those who obeyed his every whim would be left here. When that time came, he could finally teach a lesson to the guy who had completely humiliated him. Suddenly, a soft, seductive voice echoed from not too far away. Young Master Ji, so this is where you are. I've been looking all over for you. Ji Chungyu looked up. Just then, Zhang Weiwei, all dolled up, walked right up to him. What brings you here? Where's Lu He? Why isn't he with you? One of our classmates has a fever, so he's helping take care of them. Hearing this, a sleazy grin spread across Ji Chungyu's face. Since Lu He was tied up for now, wasn't this the perfect chance to have a little fun? With that thought, the way Ji Chungyu looked at Zhang Weiwei became downright creepy. Did you need something from me? Zhang Weiwei bit her lip. Can't I come see you just because? Of course you can. I actually missed you too. A hint of shyness flashed in Zhang Weiwei's eyes. Oh, stop it, you're making me blush. Seeing her act like this, Ji Chungyu felt a sudden surge of heat run through him. A wild urge rushed over him, and he couldn't wait to wrap his arms around her waist. But she quickly slipped out of his reach. Young Master Ji, aren't you worried someone might see us? I'd be so embarrassed. Hearing this, Ji Chungyu burst out laughing. Tell you what, I was just about to head to the warehouse to take inventory. Why don't you come with me? Zhang Weiwei nodded eagerly. Sure, let's go. The two of them headed into the warehouse, one after the other. Lagging slightly behind, Ji Chungyu locked the door behind them and immediately leaned in to kiss her. But once again, she nimbly dodged him. Ji Chungyu scratched his head in sheer frustration. What is it now? Zhang Weiwei first glanced around at the supplies in the warehouse, before asking casually, Young Master Ji, it looks like our food is running low. Ji Chungyu brushed her off. It's enough to last until my dad's men get here, he said, already starting to take off his clothes. Stop wasting time and let's get to it. It'll be bad if someone catches us later. Zhang Weiwei let out a cold chuckle. Young Master Ji, is your dad really going to be able to spare anyone to save you? Ji Chungyu froze instantly. What's that supposed to mean? But Zhang Weiwei quickly changed the subject, giggling behind her hand. Oh, I was just guessing. Don't be so tense. Oh, right, I just remembered. Lu He asked me to help him with something. See ya, Young Master Ji. With that, Zhang Weiwei walked right out, leaving Ji Chungyu standing there in incredibly awkward silence. He looked like an absolute clown. Meanwhile, on my end, I was busy clearing out zombies. Suddenly, I heard a faint cry for help in the distance. Gripping my baseball bat, I peered in that direction. At the window of a nearby building, a woman was screaming and waving frantically at me. I couldn't help but complain, is this woman suicidal or what? Screaming at the top of your lungs in the apocalypse is practically a death wish. I knew she was trying to get my attention, but I had absolutely no intention of saving her. Ironically, though, her screaming actually did me a favor. Hearing the commotion, the zombies in the open area began shuffling slowly toward the source of the noise. I turned to Shen Qingwu and said, let's go. Looks like we can call it a day early. But this threw the woman in the building into a panic. Where are they going? Didn't they hear me screaming for help? Seeing more and more zombies gathering below her, she had no choice but to shut her mouth. And broke down in quiet, tearful sobs. Back in the classroom, I asked Ruan Yuan, did you hear a woman screaming just now? Ruan Yuan nodded. Yes, I heard it. I think it was Dr. Wen. Do you know her? She's our school doctor, I said, thinking it over for a moment. Do you want me to go save her? My question made Ruan Yuan's hand pause on the mouse. I just thought, she might be useful to you. Oh, by the way, that building over there is the administration block. Got it, I replied. With that, I took Shen Qingwu to get cleaned up. Another 2 days went by. The number of surviving students was dropping. When I first arrived, there were about 50 survivors, but now there are probably only around 30 left. Meanwhile, panic was beginning to spread. One day, I pointed at Shen Qingwu and said to Ruan Yuan, keep an eye on her for me. I need to head over to the administration building. It's too dangerous to take her along. The real reason I waited 2 days to rescue her was to let that woman, Wen Ning, fall into absolute despair. That way, when I finally saved her, she would be utterly devoted and grateful to me. Half an hour later, I reached my destination, but there were over a dozen zombies wandering around. Taking them all out by stealth was out of the question. I had to make this quick. Taking a deep breath, I bolted toward the mini fire station. The zombies spotted me instantly, snarling as they closed in from all sides. I sprinted forward with everything I had, trying to beat them to the punch. Before they could surround me, I burst into the fire station. 2 walkie-talkies, a fire axe, and an escape rope. I grabbed them all, but just as I was focused on looting the supplies, I realized a zombie had sneaked up just 3 meters away from me. Thank goodness my reflexes kicked in. I quickly slipped into the restroom on the 3rd floor of the administration building. By then, Wen Ning was fading in and out of consciousness. In her daze, she faintly heard a loud crash as the door was kicked open. Then, a man's voice echoed, "Are you dead? Guess I'm too late." Wen Ning's eyes snapped open. She squeezed out every ounce of her strength and cried, I'm still alive. Please, save me." I tossed a baseball bat over to her. "Can you move? If you want to survive, you'd better hold on to that." Gritting her teeth, Wen Ning used the wall to pull herself up. "I can do it," she said. I led her out of the room, only to see a zombie shambling toward us. I stepped forward, and slammed the axe right into its skull. With just one swing, the monster went limp. Watching it drop, I couldn't help but admire my new tool. An axe really gets the job done. Behind me, Wen Ning was completely frozen in shock. How could someone take out a zombie so effortlessly? By the time she finally snapped out of it, I was already at the stairwell. She scrambled to catch up. The stairs were crawling with zombies, all of them lured in by me. Earlier, the open area outside was a death trap. If I got cornered there, I'd have to fight off attacks from every single direction. But here on this narrow staircase, only one zombie can reach me at a time. I had all the confidence in the world, especially with the high ground. I could easily aim for their heads and necks from above. Within just a few minutes, zombie corpses were piled high across the steps. Wen Ning couldn't help but stare in awe once again. My image in her mind was becoming taller and more sacred by the second. But right at that moment, someone suddenly grabbed her ankle. Right there at her feet was a female zombie with half her face torn away. Instantly, Wen Ning was too terrified to move, shaking like a leaf. Tears welled up in her small eyes, but I just stood by, completely indifferent. Use that baseball bat on her. What are you waiting for? A formal invitation. My words made Wen Ning's face flush with embarrassment. She raised the baseball bat high over her head, closed her eyes and slammed it down with all her might. I just watched it all with a cold gaze. I had deliberately left this stray zombie behind. I wanted to use this harsh, yet direct method to force Wen Ning to grow up quickly. I nodded. You did great. Having received my approval, Wen Ning was filled with an unprecedented sense of joy. Before long, Ruan Yuan stood by the window and called out excitedly. You're back. Shen Qingwu stood right beside her. Her expressionless face showed no emotion at all, but her eyes never stopped following us from a distance. Quite a few other students had gathered around, drawn by the noise, including Zhang Weiwei. Her eyes were shining with excitement as she stared outside. By the time I reached the window with Wen Ning, Ruan Yuan was about to open the window, but Zhang Weiwei beat her to it. She slid it open and reached her hand out to me, but I completely ignored her. I just vaulted inside on my own, leaving Wen Ning to take Zhang Weiwei's hand. As she struggled to climb inside. Once Wen Ning found her footing, she panted, Thank you. Thank you so much. Zhang Weiwei's smile stiffened slightly. Don't mention it. Welcome to our group, Ms. Wen. The other students quickly swarmed around Wen Ning, all talking over one another. It was clear that Ms. Wen was quite popular among the students. Ignoring the noisy crowd, I headed upstairs with Shen Qingwu. Wait for me. Seeing me leave, Wen Ning immediately left the students behind and jogged to catch up with me. The students looked at each other in confusion, wondering why Ms. Wen had just ditched them and run off. Just then, the 4 women from the second floor all showed up at my classroom door at the same time. Ruan Yuan pushed up her glasses, sizing up the 3 other women. Out of the 4 of them, she was the only one with a legitimate reason to be there. The other 3 had no idea what they had even come for. I was a bit taken aback to see all 4 women at the door, but I quickly regained my composure. As I lifted the lid off the pot, a rich, mouth-watering aroma filled the entire classroom. Smelling the delicious scent, all 4 women couldn't help but gulp. First, I ladled out a bowl for myself and another for Shen Qingwu. Then I scooped up another bowl and handed it to Ruan Yuan Yuan. Ruan Yuan Yuan ate happily, casting smug little side glances at the others. Having starved for so many days, Wen Ning had survived purely on sheer willpower. So when she smelled the food, her reaction was by far the most extreme, absolutely the most extreme. She was practically drooling, yet she still forced herself to thank me. Thank you for saving me. Suddenly, the system panel flashed before my eyes. Target name, Wen Ning. Identity, school nurse. Affection level, 50. Hand-holding reward, medical kit. Miraculous medical manual, cures all kinds of illnesses. First kiss reward, zombie virus vaccine and a basic healing potion. Complete conquest reward, fully equipped medical clinic and matching medical equipment. Fully functional. Seeing this, I curled my lips in satisfaction. Description, professional grade equipment. It looks like leaving them be earlier was the right call. And just like that, her favorability shot straight to 50. I turned to Wen Ning and asked, do you want to eat? Yes, I really do. Work for me and I can give you the same treatment as her. A bowl of meat and a bowl of vegetables every day. Hearing this, Ruan Yuan Yuan, who was happily eating nearby, suddenly felt like the meat in her bowl wasn't delicious anymore. Meanwhile, Wen Ning agreed without hesitation. I agree, no problem. I then scooped a bowl for her as well, and she immediately began to wolf it down. She must have been starving. I turned my gaze to the remaining two. Target name, Lu He. Identity, art student, pianist. 15,000. Part 0. Favorability, 0. Unmoved, 15,000. Part 0. Hand-holding reward, piano skills. First kiss reward, complete collection of piano sheet music. Complete conquest reward, piano artistic talent. Target name, Zhang Weiwei. Identity, gold digging female student. Artistic feel, favorability, 10. Hand-holding reward, a car. First kiss reward, a 100 square meter house. Complete conquest reward, a 1,000 square meter house. After asking the system in my head, I learned that the rewarded car can be of any style I choose. From a simple sedan or a Ferrari to a heavy-duty off-road truck. I can even get my hands on a tank. Plus, that 100 square meter house is quite tempting too. It would instantly double the size of my safe house. Looks like this girl Zhang Weiwei actually has some utility value. As for Lu He's rewards, they're a bit underwhelming. Zhang Weiwei sharply noticed the change in my gaze. She flipped her hair, and said in a sweet, coquettish voice, excuse me. Can I work for you as well? Hearing this, Ruan Yuan Yuan nearby instantly got goosebumps all over, feeling utterly disgusted. But she didn't think Zhang Weiwei's seduction would actually work. After all, in her impression, I only take in people who are useful to me. To her surprise, I actually nodded and agreed. Sure, the compensation is the same as theirs. Hearing this, Ruan Yuan Yuan instantly widened her eyes. What could this Zhang Weiwei possibly do? Why should she get the same treatment as her? Meanwhile, Zhang Weiwei took the bowl one-handed to her. Her fingers seemingly brushed against my hand as she did so. I could see her hesitation. You also have the choice to stay here. Of course, I choose to follow you. Zhang Weiwei was a smart one. She knew that staying here would surely lead to a miserable end. She would rather take a gamble with me. Our commotion quickly attracted a crowd of onlookers. They immediately began whispering, where are they going? They can't be crazy enough to go outside, right? It's better if they leave. I've been sick of them for a long time. Lu He was also in the crowd. Listening to the chatter of the classmates around her, she knit her brows tightly. Even though I had rejected her yesterday and said such harsh things, she still couldn't bring herself to just watch us go to our deaths. So, she rushed out of the crowd and blocked my path. Where are you going? We're leaving this place. Besides, it's not like you guys actually want us here, do you? My retort completely stumped Lu He. Just as he was about to say something, a voice came from behind him. That's right, we definitely don't welcome you. But, well, the others can leave. Dr. Ning, you're the school doctor. Why don't you stay with us? We really need you. Ji Chengyu knows exactly how important a doctor is. He was clearly trying to guilt-trip Wen Ning using the students. I immediately flew into a rage. Damn it, trying to steal my people right under my nose? But before I could even speak, Wen Ning took a step forward. There aren't even any medicines here. It's useless for me to stay. Please don't go, you're a teacher. Even if you don't do anything, just having you here makes everyone feel so much safer. Ji Chengyu wanted to keep trying, but Wen Ning didn't waver in the slightest. She was dead set on coming with me. Seeing that he couldn't convince Wen Ning, Ji Chengyu didn't bother trying to make the others stay. In his eyes, aside from Wen Ning being somewhat useful, Ruan Yuan and Zhang Wei were nothing but dead weight. Cut the crap, let's go. I didn't bother arguing with him any further, turned around, and walked away. The girls behind me immediately followed. Since the apocalypse broke out, this was the first time Zhang Wei had stepped out of the school building, and she was nervously looking all around. She was ready to bolt at any second, but to her slight relief, there weren't any active zombies around. Only zombie corpses scattered all over the ground. When we reached the empty lot behind the school, I stopped. Seeing this, Zhang Wei instantly panicked. Why did we stop? While there are no zombies around, we need to hurry up and go. We're here. What do you mean we're here? How can anyone live in the middle of nowhere? Is this guy crazy? If I'd known, I wouldn't have come out with him. I couldn't care less what was going through Zhang Wei's head. My mind was entirely on the system. Extract property reward. Design blueprint detected. Build according to the blueprint? Yes. The moment the thought crossed my mind, on the empty ground, a massive steel fortress actually rose out of thin air. The scene before them left everyone utterly speechless with their jaws dropped. Ruan Yuan was the first to recognize it. The structure of this building was exactly like the blueprint she had drawn. She looked at me in complete shock, and just as she was about to say something, I cut her off. Don't ask too many questions. All you need to know is that I can keep you alive. That's enough. Zhang Wei's previous gloom instantly vanished. She was so ecstatic that she practically wanted to throw herself at me right then and there. I walked straight toward the safe house. The door was made of titanium alloy, equipped with an electronic fingerprint lock. After registering my own fingerprint, I went ahead and registered one for Shen Qingwu as well. As for Wen Ning and Ruan Yuan, I'll wait until their affection level reaches 61st. But that Zhang Wei, she is way too calculating. She has way too many schemes. Without 80 affection points, you can forget about it. The titanium alloy doors slowly opened and I led everyone inside. Since it wasn't very spacious, there was only one living room in the safe house, along with 3 rooms, 1 bathroom, and 1 storage room. But the system was actually quite generous, not only providing a full set of furniture, but even equipping it with a diesel generator. Too bad they only gave me 1 barrel of diesel. As soon as the girls walked in, they looked around with curiosity, letting out little gasps of awe every now and then. Oh my gosh, there is actually a bathtub in the bathroom. And hot water, too. Ah. Such a huge storage room even has a refrigeration function. This is awesome. Oh my god, there are actually beds in the bedrooms. Even the living room has a sofa. Hearing their amazement, I felt incredibly smug, and this is only the beginning. As long as I keep farming affection tasks, my safe house will get bigger and bigger, and get more and more features. Just then, Zhang Wei took the initiative to suggest, let's divide up the rooms. The boss gets one to himself, while Ruan Yuan and I share one. And Teacher Wen and Shen Qingwu share another. The moment she finished speaking, Ruan Yuan immediately jumped up to object. I don't want to share a room with you. I want to be with Teacher Wen. Qingwu didn't say a word, and just silently pulled at the corner of my shirt. Well, alright, the boss and his sister can share 1 room. And Ruan Yuan and Teacher Wen can share. But Ruan Yuan was still not satisfied. Why do you get a whole room to yourself? You saw the situation with the boss and his sister, and you refused to share with me. In that case, shouldn't I just stay by myself? Actually, I have a great idea. Why don't you just sleep in the living room by yourself? Ruan Yuan, are you trying to pick a fight with me on purpose? Seeing that they were about to start a huge fight, I raised my voice. Stop arguing, all of you. We will divide the rooms just like Zhang Wei suggested. The moment I spoke, both of them immediately quieted down. Ruan Yuan, huffing with anger, dragged Wen Ning back to their room. Zhang Wei also shut her door, and who knows what she was messing around with inside. I originally wanted to look around the safe house a bit more, but Shen Qingwu kept holding on to me and wouldn't let go. She pointed at our room and muttered 2 words in a soft, babyish voice. Go sleep. Honestly, I wanted to refuse. But there was no helping it. The look in those big eyes of hers was just too hard to resist. Besides, my nerves had been on edge for the past few days, and it really was time to get some proper rest. The moment I lay down on the bed, Shen Qingwu snuggled right up to me, burrowing into my chest like a little kitten. I had no choice but to turn over and wrap my arms around her, falling fast asleep in no time. As a zombie, Shen Qingwu didn't feel sleepy at all. She just buried her little face in my chest, quietly feeling my heartbeat. Meanwhile, over by the classroom building, some students spotted a building that had appeared out of thin air and immediately ran to report it to Jiyu Chunyu. Jiyu Chunyu looked completely baffled after hearing this. He had no recollection of that strange house behind the school. And yet, strangely enough, in his memory, it felt as if the house had always been there, even though they hadn't watched the safe house being built from scratch. Under the system's influence, their subconscious made them feel like it was completely normal for the house to be there. Jiyu Chunyu stared at the student who brought the report. Did you see that outsider bring people into that house with your own eyes? Yes, I saw it with my own eyes. Young Master Jiyu, that house looks incredibly sturdy. How about we go and seize it for ourselves? Are you stupid? If we're talking about safety, isn't this building of ours secure enough? Why would we abandon such a spacious place just to squeeze into some tiny shack? Unless I've completely lost my mind. By the time I woke up, it was already 5 in the afternoon. In my daze, I felt a tiny hand fumbling around beneath me. Startled, I jolted and instantly snapped wide awake. I grabbed that mischievous hand in a flash. What are you doing? Shen Qingwu blinked her big, innocent eyes and stayed silent. I pinched her chubby little cheeks. Don't play dumb with me. I know you can understand me. Hungry. Suddenly, it hit me. So this little one was just hungry. She didn't want to wake me up, so she decided to take matters into her own hands. Unfortunately, she didn't know what she was doing and got absolutely nothing out of it after all that effort. Alright, I'll get up and make you something to eat right now. Walking into the living room, I found the other 3 there. The moment Ruan Yuan saw me come out, she said, "Boss, quick, come look at the monitor." Scene 1922. The surveillance screen was displaying the scene outside. But it quickly disappeared. Ruan Yuan asked with a look of curiosity, "Are those willow catkins?" Wen Ning, being a northerner, recognized what it was at a single glance. No, it's snowing, but the other 2 born and raised locals looked completely skeptical. Are you kidding me? This is Binhai City. I've lived here my whole life and I've never seen it snow. Only I knew the truth behind this bizarre phenomenon. The 4th wave of the apocalyptic disaster had finally arrived. According to the memories of my past life, this snow would fall for 3 whole days and the temperature would plummet drastically. By the 3rd day, even taking a pee would instantly freeze into an icicle. Can't just sit around and wait for death during these 3 days. I have to take advantage of the early snowfall to quickly gather more supplies. Ruan Yuan, what kind of things do they sell in your school supermarket? Ruan Yuan was taken aback at first, but seeing my dead serious expression, she immediately gave a serious introduction. As it turned out, the shopping area at Binhai University was less of a supermarket and more like a mini-mall. They have everything you could ever need, from food to daily essentials, basically letting students get by without ever leaving campus. And buy whatever they want. That's why this trip to the supermarket is a must. But not just yet. We still have to wait a bit. After lunch the next day, I straight up gave Zhang Weiwei and Wen Ning their orders. You 2 get ready. You're coming out with Qingwu and me. Hearing this, Zhang Weiwei's face instantly went pale. If she had a choice, she'd gladly spend the rest of her life inside the safe house. So she started whining to me, "Boss, do I really have to go?" I stared back at her expressionlessly. Sure you can. But I don't harbor freeloaders in my place. Fine, I'll go, alright? Did you really have to scare me like that? I then added, bundle up, it's freezing out there. Seeing herself left out, Ruan Yuan started panicking. What about me? Your job is to work on the blueprints. Don't worry, I won't just throw you out for no reason. Hearing that, Ruan Yuan finally let out a sigh of relief. She had honestly thought she was one of the freeloaders I was talking about. As soon as we stepped out of the safe house, the snow on the ground was already past our ankles, and heavy snowflakes were still pouring down from the sky. To make matters worse, the temperature outside felt like it was way below 0. Even though Zhang Weiwei and Wen Ning had layered up with several coats, they were still shivering uncontrollably. Their voices shook as they spoke. It's so cold. Boss, maybe we should head back? Don't worry. We'll be fine once we get in the car. Confused, Zhang Weiwei looked in the direction I was pointing. To her utter shock, a massive beast, a heavy-duty truck, was parked right next to the safe house. Zhang Weiwei's jaw dropped so low you could have stuffed an egg in her mouth. Oh my god, where on earth did this truck come from? I let out a soft chuckle. Where from? It's the reward you hoped to earn, of course. To be honest, I was torn before on whether to choose an SUV or an armored vehicle. But considering our current situation, getting a heavy-duty truck seemed like the most practical choice. Who knows, if another weird mutation happens down the road, this thing might just turn into Optimus Prime.